Not everyone who's close to you deserves to be. Read that again. Because somewhere in your life right now, there's someone who has access to your time, your emotions, your decisions, maybe even your faith, and they haven't earned the right to be there. We've been taught that love means access, that closeness means no boundaries, that good Christians don't guard their lives. But that's not biblical. That's naive. Proverbs 4:23 doesn't say open your heart to everyone. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Guard, not fling open. Guard. So today, 5 signs you're giving the wrong people too much access to your life. Some of these might sting a little. Stay with me anyway. Sign 1. You feel drained, not sharpened, after being around them. The first sign, you consistently feel drained instead of sharpened after spending time with them. Proverbs 27:17 says iron sharpens iron. The right people leave you clearer, calmer, more focused on who God's called you to be. But if you notice a pattern, every conversation leaves you anxious, small, exhausted, second-guessing yourself. That's not just personality difference. That's a warning sign your energy and attention are being given to the wrong source. Sign 2. They know everything about you, but show you nothing of themselves. The second sign, they know everything about you, but you know almost nothing real about them. Healthy relationships are mutual. There's give and take, vulnerability on both sides. But some people have mastered the art of extracting your story, your struggles, your secrets, while keeping themselves carefully hidden. That imbalance isn't intimacy. It's often control, whether they realize it or not. Access without mutuality isn't friendship. It's a one-way transaction. Sign 3. Your decisions start being shaped by their opinions more than God's voice. The third sign. You find yourself checking their reaction before you check in with God. You catch yourself thinking, what will they think? Before you ever ask, what is God saying? Slowly, without noticing, their voice has replaced the Holy Spirit's voice as the loudest opinion in your decision-making. Galatians 1:10 asks a piercing question. Are you now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? When someone's opinion carries more weight in your life than prayer does, that's not just influence, that's misplaced authority. Sign 4. They have a pattern of overstepping, and you keep explaining it away. The fourth sign. They've overstepped boundaries before, more than once, and you keep making excuses for it. That's just how they are. They didn't mean it that way. I'm probably overreacting. Sound familiar? One mistake is human. A repeated pattern that you keep excusing is a boundary problem you're avoiding, not a misunderstanding you're managing. Proverbs 22:24-25 actually warns believers not to associate closely with people prone to anger and poor self-control. Not because we shouldn't love them, but because we can absorb their patterns without realizing it. Access to your life isn't a right people earn through familiarity. It's a privilege they maintain through consistent respect. Sign 5. Your peace disappears the moment they're involved. The fifth and final sign. Your peace consistently disappears the moment they're involved in something. Not occasional tension. Everyone has that. But a pattern. Every time this person is part of a decision, a conversation, a season of your life, chaos and confusion seem to follow, and your sense of God's peace quietly exits the room. Colossians 3:15 tells us to let the peace of Christ rule in our hearts, and to be thankful for it as a signal. When someone's consistent presence disrupts that peace over and over, it's not judgment to notice. It's discernment. Now hear this clearly. This isn't permission to cut off everyone who's ever disappointed you or to build walls around your life out of fear. Jesus loved people who didn't deserve it, forgave people who hurt him, and gave grace freely. But loving someone and giving them unlimited access to your heart, your time, and your decisions are two different things. Jesus loved everyone, but he didn't trust himself to everyone. Even he withdrew, set boundaries, and chose carefully who walked closest with him. So ask yourself honestly, after being with them, do you feel drained or sharpened? Is the relationship mutual or one-sided? Whose voice is shaping your decisions? Have they overstepped more than once? And does your peace survive their presence? Access to your life is not something everyone deserves by default. It's something wisdom protects, and discernment decides. So guard your heart today, not out of fear, out of wisdom.